Hey, welcome to your 3ds Max lesson. Let's talk about viewport navigation. Remember, viewport navigation is one of the most important thing in a 3D space. No matter what software you work on, be it ZBrush, Maya, 3D Studio Max, or even Blender, navigation plays a very important role and it helps you go around or move around in the 3D space. So without further ado, let's get started. So, if you check your 3ds Max interface, you can find all your navigation tools sitting right at the bottom corner here. In order to quickly access 3D navigation tools, let's create a teapot first. Now, the first and the most easiest one to go around is zoom. So in order to zoom into your 3D viewport, just simply scroll your mouse wheel. As you can see, a simple mouse scroll wheel will allow you to zoom in, zoom out. Once again, what's important to note is where you place your cursor. Position your cursor right there, and if you zoom in, it will zoom onto that position. If you position your cursor here, it will zoom into that location, and same goes at the tip of the teapot, and same goes at the bottom. Same goes here as well, zoom in, zoom out. So this is the first way to navigate in 3D space. Now, let's talk about pan. How do we pan in 3D space? And all you gotta do is just press and hold your mouse wheel and just drag. And you can see, it's very simple and easy to navigate around or pan around in this 3D space. Once again, middle click and drag. The third one is to orbit. How do we go around in 3D space? You can just press the Alt key on your keyboard, and then all you gotta do is just press and hold your middle mouse wheel and just drag. And you can see, you can easily orbit around in 3D space. So these are quick ways to access. Remember, pan, zoom in, zoom out, and hold Alt and middle click drag to orbit around. Mostly I recommend using these shortcuts as much as possible because this is the most easiest way to get around using these navigation tools. But if you don't want to use these shortcuts, you can also use this magnifying glass right here, which is also your zoom tool. Then you have your hand, which allows you to pan over here. And right next to it, you have this icon that looks like a Saturn, and it will give you this icon, and you can easily go around orbiting the 3D space. Okay, so these are a few ways to access 3D viewport. Now, very often what happens is you may get lost in space, okay, which is very normal. So let's just say hypothetically you have gone somewhere in space and you're not able to travel back home. So the shortcut for that will be Z on your keyboard. So when you hit Z on your keyboard or Z on your keyboard, you should be able to snap back to your home. If you don't want to press the shortcut, you can also press this button right here, which allows you to go back home. If you have been comfortable using the navigation tools so far, let's try to level up a little bit, okay? So in order to become a professional, we always recommend working on a bigger space. It's fine if you're a beginner and you want to stick on these quad views because it's important to get comfortable with these quad views first. Once you're comfortable, you want to level up, you can press Alt W on your keyboard, and once you do that, your viewport will expand. And this gives you a bigger canvas, a bigger viewport to work. You can also press this very last button on the bottom right corner. If you hit that button, it will allow you to maximize your viewport. So whenever I work in this kind of a setting, a bigger space. And this allows me to design things better because my viewport is bigger. I can see things better. I'm not cramped into that quad view. And how do I switch between different views? The shortcuts are very simple. To learn those shortcuts, you gotta remember some alphabets actually. So if you want to jump to top view, okay, so the alphabet would be T. If you press T on your keyboard, you will easily jump to your top view. If you want to jump to the front view, press F and it will take you to the front view. If you want to jump to the left view, press L and it will take you to the left view. If you want to jump back to perspective, press P, it will take you back to perspective. You also have other viewports. So if you press V on your keyboard, you should get this menu. And you can easily select any other view that you choose to. If you want to go to, let's say, a bottom view, so you can see the teapot from the bottom, if you press V again, and there is a back view, press V again, there's also a right view. Okay, so these are multiple ways to go around in 3D space and check out your objects from multiple angles. So more you learn shortcuts, the better it gets. I hope you learned some awesome navigation tools, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.